Hi, my name is Lynzi Clyde, and this is Learn, Live, Love Yourself, a podcast where self-discovery leads to self-lovery. Each episode, I am delivering fun, practical ways to peel back the layers of your life and tap into that deep down you. Changing your mind one challenge at a time, this podcast will get you loving yourself better every day. It's time to grow. Come learn, live, love yourself with me. Episode 4, the Love Your Body series, Part 1. Your body is a good friend. Welcome back to the Learn, Live, Love Yourself podcast. I'm Lynzi Clyde, and I'm super grateful that you're here today. We are going to get into some interesting topics, okay? I can't wait to see what you guys think of this. So I'm going to start out with my story. You will never see a picture of my stretch marks. None of you, not one of you, ever will see a picture of my stretch marks because they're hideous. All growing up, my build was thin, and I'm of a medium height. Check out the Instagram posts. I'm there somewhere. You can see what I look like. I was pretty much just a normal, regular, small girl. And clothes and shoes, like I never had any problem trying to find anything that fit my body. And so I was okay. I was pretty confident growing up. The thing I liked least about myself, the two things, were one, I have super long arm hairs. They're thin, but they grow super, super long. And my nose, it crooks to the right just a little bit. And it's super apparent in photos. And so to solve these problems, I would just take some scissors and clip my arm hairs off so they wouldn't be so long. Like I didn't want to shave them all the way off. I just wanted them nicely trimmed. And I found out if I stand in the left side of photos, like my left side is my good side. Okay. And if I did those things, then I felt fine. I was fine with how I looked. But my self-confidence was put to the test after I had my first baby. And I saw these stretch marks coming. As my stomach got bigger and bigger, I saw my skin starting to move and stretch. And it was about like 6 months in that I was really starting to notice them, especially along the sides of my tummy. And they were what I always had expected, what they call the tiger stripes, just long rakes up the side of my tummy. And I thought, oh, this isn't so bad. But what I wasn't noticing was my translucent skin in the front. So my torso is super short, and so my babies, they just go straight out in front of me. I have no hips, I have no rib cage. The baby has nowhere to go but straight out in front, so I get really big. And my skin, unfortunately, isn't magic like some other ladies I know. It's not elastic at all. I'm worried about my face wrinkling up as I get older because it has no bounce. And so after the baby came out, the stretch marks were horrible. Like, I had no idea what was coming. Okay? The skin did not snap back like I expected. It was like, think of an albino elephant's backside, or the skin of a naked mole rat, or no, a hairless cat. That's what my stomach looks like, okay? The stretch marks are not just up and down scars or left to right. They're like crisscross, plaid, so crazy, up, down, sideways, backwards, swirly. Some of them are white, some of them are purple, and my skin is just sagging there now. I've tried to exercise and be healthy, and the skin's just not going away. Like, I guess you can lose fat, but you can't lose skin. Like, what gives, right? I never wore bikinis anyway, but if I did, this would have been the end of the bikini wearing days because I didn't want people staring at me. I didn't want them to see my stomach and go running away on the beach or something. And this was such a new thing for me. And none of my friends can relate. I love you guys, but none of you can truly relate because I've seen your stretch marks, guys. They are nothing compared to mine. And I've heard some of them say like, "Oh, my stretch marks." And I see them and I'm just like, "Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea what's possible." And good for them. I'm glad they don't have to go through this small trial. And this was such a foreign thing to me to look down at my body and think, ew, or to look down at my body and wish that it was different from how it was, or to get angry at it or life circumstances that made my body this way. I think I've even cried over it. And how lucky was I to have gone my whole life without having to ever feel that? Because some girls start in elementary school with this self-loathing and hating of their bodies. Just so sad. But of course, in my selfish, self-centered mind, I thought, oh, this is the worst. I hate this. I just wanted my old skin back, to have functioning abs again so that every time I ate a big meal, my stomach just didn't fall straight out into the empty space and the skin would catch it, Oh, we want to be big again? Yeah, let's be big. You had two slices of pizza. I just wanted my body back. Seeing celebrities and even my friends or the people that I knew after having babies just snap back into place, right back into the shape that they were before, it was disheartening. And I thought, this is super unfair. Then 2 summers ago from the time of this podcast, I was pushing my daughter in the stroller along the beach because we wanted to stay a little bit longer. And if she could take a nap, we could stay longer. So here I am pushing her, trudging through the sand. If you've ever pushed a stroller in the sand, you know this is not a pleasant thing. So I'm pretty much bent over, arms extended, head facing down, pushing. And I notice I come super close to somebody's towel, so I kind of swerve and look up, and there lies a woman in a 2-piece bikini, just arms behind her head, eyes closed, sun glazing her beautiful skin. And then I look at her stomach, and I was so excited because there she was, bold and brazen, flashing her stomach to the whole world. Her stomach could have been my stomach, except for she was tan, okay? Horrible stretch marks, just awfully wrecked skin. And there she was just laying on the beach, happy, content, not caring that me, this random stroller lady, is stopping to gawk at her body. She didn't even care. And it was amazing. She did not even care how she looked. And maybe she did on the inside, but on the outside, she was not letting her insecurities keep her from enjoying the beach. I am so grateful for that woman. No, I still don't wear 2 pieces, and I don't post pics of the murder scene on my tummy for people to look at, and that's just my personal choice. But I think of her often. Every time that nagging, lying voice creeps back into my mind to say that I should be depressed about my body, I think of her. It is so powerful to have someone like that as a role model. It's so powerful to surround ourselves with people who are struggling with the same things as us and owning it and succeeding. And I do want to interject right here and say to all of you fantastic ladies out there who have tried and haven't been able to have children yet, if you're thinking that this whole story is ludicrous and that I'm so selfish and ungrateful and immature to be worried about the way my stomach looks after having babies when people can't even have babies, you are totally right. You are definitely justified in thinking that because that's the truth. Let's be real. Rule number 1 of the Learn, Live, Love Yourself podcast. Let's be real. I was being selfish and immature and ungrateful. I was at a place where thoughts of other women's struggles like that didn't even cross my mind. I just wanted my body back. I think there are a lot of us out there that can't see how good we have it because we are too wrapped up in focusing on all the bad stuff we think is happening to us. In the midst of all of this, it also helped that my husband was supportive and loving and never, ever, even once said anything close to negative about my new stomach. I'm super grateful for him. His thought was that if this is what needs to happen for you to have babies, then of course we are grateful. He's the one with the wisdom and maturity in this relationship, obviously. So, with Steve and that amazing beach bod woman as examples for me, after I was done feeling sorry for myself, I decided it was time to put the pedal to the metal. If I believe that I have control over my emotions and how I view myself, which, spoiler alert, I do believe this, then I was going to need to take action to combat these poisonous, self-defeating thoughts. At first, all I could do was just try not to look at my stomach and try not to think about it and try not to squish it around while I was taking a shower or watching TV, which would I would do it without thinking and then I'd be like, ugh, ew, which that's another negative thought. So I needed to keep myself from doing those things. And that was pretty much all I could manage at first. And it was a process. It took a lot of time. And actually, truth be told, let's be real, it still is a process. I am still dealing with this. And because after having 3 kids, the stretch marks just keep getting worse. I can try and exercise and eat healthy, but I will still always have that extra skin and the scars that show I've quote unquote earned my stripes. And there might be some of you out there, I hope there are some of you out there who can relate. Maybe you haven't had babies wreck you on their way into this world, but maybe you've gone through significant weight changes or have had different body challenges that have been difficult to accept. But you want to know a little secret? We all have these things that bother us about our bodies. And some may be small and some may be large, and it will look different for everyone. And some people actually might not have any right now, but unfortunately, they will later. Because no one makes it out of this life without their bodies changing. It's inevitable. The media and big companies who want our money might tell us to try and stop the effects of time. And maybe we will try and do that. Like, I really do wish I had tried some stretch mark cream during my first pregnancy. And also, I'm currently looking for some fine line and anti-aging wrinkle serum. So hop onto Instagram at Learn, Live, Love Yourself podcast to tell me if you have any that you actually really love. Would love, love, love to hear what you have to say. But anyway, we have to find a way to balance how we take care of ourselves by using wrinkle serum. And then afterwards, balance that with how we feel about ourselves. Because maybe the wrinkle serum doesn't work. And then maybe I go get Botox. And maybe that doesn't work. Or it ends up botching my face. To what lengths am I willing to go to feel good about myself? And how much money am I willing to pay? Or is there a cheaper way to just change your thoughts instead? I don't know. Is it possible? Let's see. In the Love Your Body series, we will cover all sorts of topics having to do with loving our bodies. This episode is specifically talking about body love. How do we physically and mentally show love to our bodies? So first, we need to learn what we don't like about our bodies and learn what is really keeping us from loving them. Okay, let's learn. First question, what is your thing? What is the thing that you don't like about your body or that you hate about your body? Lots of people want to lose weight, and we will talk about that in more depth in future episodes. But here are some other questions. Is it your ears? Are your boobs too big? Are your feet too wide? Do you have too much cellulite on your bum? Do you have crooked teeth? Pasty white skin? Thinning hair? Or maybe all of the above? What's your thing? Go ahead and say it out loud. I really hope you just said cellulite out loud on the bus. Everybody's like, what? Now, let me ask you, why is that your thing? And don't just say, because I'm fat. No, I don't want to hear that. Saying I'm fat is not an answer, because fatness and weight are relative things. You could lose 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds and still think you're fat. And then someone else would look at you and just kill to be at the weight that you're at. So, no, weight is not the reason why you don't love your body. So why? Did your mom tell you as a teenager that you needed to watch what you ate because you were looking a little chubby? Did your friends all get boob jobs and you didn't? Are you constantly watching TV shows and following Instagram accounts that glorify women with perfectly tan skin and puffy lips? Why? Who told you you weren't good enough? Was it someone else? Was it yourself after comparing your body with somebody else's? Or maybe even comparing your body to your previous body? And now let's go even further. How do you treat your body because you don't like this thing about yourself? You might think, I'm fine. I love myself despite this thing. Maybe, okay? I don't quite believe you if you say that, because if that is true, you are one rare bird, and I give you a pat on the back because this is not normal. But I'm going to ask you even more questions. How long do you take to do your makeup in the morning? Do you feel like you need to put makeup on before you leave the house? Why? What clothes in the closet do you wish you could wear, but you just can't because you don't fit in them right now, or they hug you in the wrong places? How often do you say negative things about yourself? Like, oh, I'm so fat. Or, all I ever eat is crap. This is all just junk. Why can't I ever stick to a diet? I'm so worthless. I can't do as much as I used to be able to. I could never run a 5K. I just don't have the discipline to do any of this anymore. Or, ew, I'm so ugly. How many of you have over-exercised yourself because you are deathly afraid of what would happen if you stopped? Who do you resent because you're secretly jealous of how they look? How often do you cry because you hate what you see in the mirror? And you're tired of thinking, how did I get this way? How many of you have starved your body, or taken drugs, or drank, or smoked to feel better? What are we doing to ourselves? And why? We are often much, much, much harsher on ourselves than we are on anybody else. Think about the things you say to yourself. Would you ever say those to your boyfriend, to your girlfriend, to your spouse, to your children, to a stranger on the street? No, you would totally not say those things. Why? Because it's rude and it's inappropriate, and a lot of times it's just straight up not true. And what would happen if you did say those things to those people? What would your relationship with them become? What would it be like? They would hate you. They would resent you. Do you think that you could rely on these people in times of need if you've been abusing them with words this whole time? No. That would be so terrible. But why do we do it to ourselves? Why do we do this to our bodies? Listen to this awesome quote from Rachel Hollis in her book, Girl, Wash Your Face. The lie I used to believe was that my weight would define me, that it would speak volumes about who I was as a person. Today, I believe it's not your weight that defines you, but the care and consideration you put into your body absolutely does. You can find that quote in the show notes for this week's episode and at learnliveloveyourself.com. But think about that. How you take care of your body defines you, and how you are considerate to your body defines you. I kind of don't like that. At first, when I heard that, it kind of struck me and I thought, well, why am I feeling this way about this quote? I think it's because no one pats me on the back when I give myself positive self-talk and when I take breaks to take care of my sanity. No one says, good job, Lynzi, for taking care and being considerate to my body. But if I lose weight or put on some muscle, then people notice and they tell me good job and they tell me that I'm looking great. But no one knows what I say and do to myself on the inside. That's all on me to check myself and to make sure I'm not mentally abusing my body. Interesting, right? It's a little bit more difficult. This is our project for part 1 of the Love Your Body series. I'm going to show you how to treat your body like it's a good friend. Think about this, okay? Close your eyes. If you're driving, don't close your eyes. If you're running on a treadmill or in real life, don't close your eyes. Otherwise, everyone sitting down, just close your eyes for a second. Imagine yourself standing and looking in a mirror. For all you Harry Potter fans, it can be the mirror of Erised, it's fine. Imagine yourself standing in front of a mirror and looking into it. Now imagine that your spirit drifts up and out of your body and stands next to it. You, as the spirit, turn to look at your body. There it is. It's still you, the sparkle in your eyes and that freckle on your cheek. It's still you. It's you. It's your body. Take a minute to think about what your body has been through with you. What it's been through for you. Think about the time you were young and you fell and you got a scrape and your body scabbed it up and healed it and you recovered. Think about the time your lungs and your voice box worked together in perfect harmony so that you nailed that solo in the school musical. Think about all the times your arms have hugged your spouse, or your hands have washed the dishes, or your brain has helped you with a test, or your eyes saw something beautiful, or your tongue tasted something delicious. Think about all the times your kidneys have helped you pee, and your intestines have helped you poop. And think about the miles and miles and miles your feet have walked for you. Your body has tried so hard to give you a good life. Sometimes it's failed you, yes, but your body is trying. And your body is not perfect. and it sometimes reacts to its environment. Sometimes things happen to your body that it can't control. But just like a good friend, your body is there for you. It's been there for you, and it soldiers on even when things get hard. Your heart pumps, your ears hear, your throat swallows, and your eyes blink for you. Give your body a hug. It deserves it. This is how we live this truth. Humanizing our bodies, giving them a persona, gives us a new perspective and makes it easier to treat your body with respect. Like I said before, would you treat your neighbor, your spin teacher, or Tom Hiddleston the way you treat your body? No way! So there is no reason to treat your body, your biggest fan, this way either. So you're going to commit right now to start treating your body like a good friend. Spend some time thinking of ways to treat it well. Thank your body out loud for the things it does for you. You could go for a walk. You could drink an extra glass of water, or go to bed 30 minutes earlier than you usually do. You could rub your own neck. You could pat yourself lovingly on the knee. Give your body a break when it's bloated and cramping. Say to your body, "Thanks for breathing today. Thanks for helping me carry in all those groceries today. I know, buddy. I'm sorry. It's been a rough week." Does some of this stuff sound stupid to you? Does it sound ridiculous? Maybe you're laughing like, I'm not talking to my body out loud. Are you crazy? That's just weird. Well then, I challenge you to do something weird for just 1 week. This week's pop challenge is this. Set 3 timers in your phone. 1 for morning, 1 for sometime around lunch, and 1 for nighttime right before bed. Name the timer, "Thanks, good friend." And remember, a power of practice challenge, or a pop challenge, helps us to practice breaking down expectations and pushing ourselves to do something outside of our norm. If we want to stop being harsh on our bodies, it's time to try something weird. We are going to practice talking to our bodies and giving them some love. Each time the timer goes off during the day, you will do one thing to be nice to your body. You could say out loud, "Thanks for carrying me today." Or you could pop into the bathroom and floss your teeth, because when was the last time you did that? Oh, what does that say about me? You could wrap yourself in a big hug, super tight, and count to 10 and then let it go. Take a deep breath in and close your eyes to take a moment to feel the wind on your face. It could be anything. You just choose one thing to do each time that timer goes off during the day. Easy enough, right? So go set that timer right now. And you know you won't do it if you don't do it now. So take a second, just navigate away from the podcast for just 1 second and go set that timer. Guys, it might feel uncomfortable, but just like any meaningful change in your life, it starts by doing something small outside of your comfort zone. And to motivate you, here is my commitment for this week. And if you are listening to this podcast after it's been released sometime in the future, don't worry. All of this information, all of the engagement, and all of the comments and responses will still be on Instagram. Go find the post that says, "Your body is a good friend," and interact with people. Everyone's going to be doing this challenge at a different time. We just happen to be doing it this week together. But this is my commitment to you all. For 1 week, for this week, I will concentrate on healing my attitude toward my wrinkly, naked mole rat stomach. All my body love will go into accepting, thanking, and loving my stretched out, scarred skin. I promise to only focus on what my body has struggled through and accomplished, and then honor that struggle and the accomplishment. I will banish every negative thought that comes to mind about my stretch marks and immediately replace it with a statement of gratitude. What do you think it'll be like for me at the end of this week? What will it be like for you? And maybe it won't be a huge difference. That is a possibility. Maybe the negative thoughts still come as frequently as before, but at least we will be trying to fight back and give back to the bodies that have given us so much. And at the end of the week, we will be that much more practiced at getting rid of the bad and replacing it with good. 3 times a day, 7 days in this next week, you have 21 opportunities to give your body a little grace. What will you do for it? And how will this change your life? This is the love for this week. It will grow. Guys, this is self-lovery in action. Okay? It's supposed to be like a little quip. Self-discovery leads to self-lovery because what rhymes with discovery? This is what self-lovery is. It's thoughtfully and kindly crafting yourself into the person you want to be. And that means getting rid of the jerk side of you that's being mean to your body. You'll feel awkward at first. It's sometimes difficult to try and dissect yourself that way, pretending like you are something different from your body. But if you can just believe it for 1 week, you will see that the rewards will be so worth it. Just wait and see. Every time the timer beeps, you take a deep breath, you get your mind in the right place, and then you do something good for your body. Every time a mean thought comes into your head, you imagine yourself taking your hand and pushing those words out of the way. Choose to love your body, even the little things. When you see the creases in your forehead you inherited from your father, choose to love them. When you hear your left elbow clicking, when you fully extend it to shake your boss's hand, choose to love your left elbow. When you see that big weird mole on your right hip that you need to probably get removed, you see that mole and you think, I'm grateful for that mole. This mole makes me who I am, but I might need to get rid of it because maybe it's cancerous. And after you get that mole cut off, you'll have a scar there. And then you can think, I'm grateful for that scar because it means that a potentially cancerous mole is gone. Okay? Choose love. Work on your self-lovery. Now, I want to end with this really, really neat quote. It's by Naira Wahid, and it says, "And I said to my body softly, I want to be your friend. It took a long breath and replied, I have been waiting for this my whole life." Isn't that so good? Your body has been waiting for you to start showing it some respect. It's about time we get started. All right, everyone. That was a lot. I hope that something I said stuck out to you. Remember, our pop challenge, set a timer, 3 timers every day for the next week. It's going to be annoying. It'll probably interrupt some meetings, but hey, it's a good conversation starter. 3 timers each day for 7 days. Love yourself better each time. Do something nice for your body, okay? That's our pop challenge. Next episode, we will hear from my amazing, strong, talented friend, Danielle Levitt-Quist, about her journey to self-love and acceptance. Hop onto Instagram and follow me at Learn, Live, Love Yourself podcast to see more inspirational quotes, get some ideas to spark your self-lovery this week, and also check in with your friends and hold them accountable. Are they doing the pop challenge? And that's about it. I'm Lynzi Clyde. This is the Learn, Live, Love Yourself podcast. Please leave a review, and next time, bring a friend.